Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the newest album from Earl Sweatshirt, Feet of Clay. So Earl Sweatshirt just surprise released this new record here with almost no promotion or any singles, and it's coming just about a year after he put out his comeback record of sorts, Some Rap Songs. A record that, in my opinion, is still way ahead of the curve and pretty much redefined Earl as an artist overall. The really jagged and strange production, shorter track lengths, and overall brevity of Earl's performances on the record made it seem scant for me the first couple passes. But once I became familiar with the songs and the loops in them, the record started to stretch itself out a bit. And overall, the way that that record comes together now that I've had this time to sit on it, it almost feels like it perfectly caters to the ever-shrinking attention span to music listeners at large. So I've been extremely curious to see where Earl would go after that. And Feet of Clay ends up feeling like a sloppier and even darker version of its predecessor, Some Rap Songs, and also shorter at just 7 tracks and 15 minutes that waste absolutely no time. Like the way that this record kicks off with the track 74 and how 1 second in you're just blasted with Earl's bars. Really strange beat on this one. It feels like you're trapped in some underground sewer system or something, and in my opinion is the most cavernous and dark beat that I think Earl Sweatshirt's hopped on to date. The next track on here, East, does stick out amongst all of them, and I think that's mainly in part of the beat. No drums on this one, but instead there's this weird looped string section that sounds like it's been pulled from some like whimsical cartoon, and the melody can become annoying, honestly. This track didn't really click for me until I watched the music video that was attached to it. Earl draws you in this really strange way on some beach with his friends, and once I was kind of hooked in, I think this is one of Earl's best performances on the whole record. Sifting through the middle of this record, the next 4 tracks are pretty insane. Again, more brief, very dark and despondent loopy beats. The track El Combo Meal ended up sticking out quite a bit to me. Really catchy and almost forlorn piano sample in there. And the feature from Mavi, who I'm pretty new to actually, was fantastic. But what surprisingly isn't that fantastic about the track is Earl's performance at the end of it. He's really messing around with his vocals on this one, jumping all over the mix. But I'm not really quite sure why he chose to obscure it in this way. I mean, it doesn't really sound that great. The closing track was another interesting one, also the longest one on here at about 4.5 minutes, with this like extremely syrupy beat that sounds like it's in reverse and becomes more enjoyable over time. I still think the intro of the track is a bit drawn out though. Overall, I mean, I thought Feet of Clay here was a lot darker in comparison to Some Rap Songs. And going back, re-listening to Some Rap Songs, that actually sounds almost sweet in comparison to this one. Earl's voice and presence on the mic has also changed a bit. He manipulates it multiple times on here, but overall it does sound a lot darker and more grim even on here. I could see this record being another slow burn for a lot of listeners, again, like Some Rap Songs was. And I'm just loving how Earl is continuing to experiment and stay despondent and dark as hell, and challenging, because I mean, this record went right over my head again over the first couple listens. I mean, it kind of feels like he is an artist that is just saying, screw it, I'm gonna do whatever I want on here now. I do wish the release was a little longer though, obviously. Yeah, I didn't care for some of his vocal manipulations on here, but I didn't think this disappointed really. And with that being said, I'm feeling an 8.5 over here on Feet of Clay. So I've been looking around, and so far there hasn't been a physical release of this record yet. So I guess just watch Earl's website or his Twitter, and I'm sure he'll put it up in the next couple weeks. So yeah, let me know what you thought about Feet of Clay down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. If you want more videos from me, make sure to stay subscribed and drop a like down below. And ring the bell as well so you can be notified when I put out my next review. Peace.